Welcome back to my channel, Court Teaches It. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support on my last couple of videos. I know that I haven't been posting that often, but it's pretty hard trying to do YouTube and be a teacher because teaching takes up a lot of your time. However, I'm here today and I'm just here wishing you guys well wishes. I hope you're staying safe during COVID-19 and just prayers up. So let's just get into today's video. So I want to talk about you just got a job, well, you just finished college, or maybe you just switched careers and now you're applying for a teacher job, and what that would look like during this pandemic where the schools are not open, so everything is pretty much virtual online. So I have my notes. Let's get right into this because I want you to land this job. So the first thing is preparing your resume. So the first thing that the assistant principals, the principals are going to look at is going to be how your resume is structured. So you want to make sure that your resume is clear, concise, and just honestly straight to the point. And be honest about your resume too, because that is going to reflect in your interview. Let that soak in. So how to prepare your resume. What you want to do is, if you are fresh out of college or maybe you're switching careers, you want to put the school that you graduated from. So what college, university, and then if you got your teaching certificate through a alternative program, you want to list that on your resume. That way they know which year you completed your program, so they know exactly how much experience to expect from you as a new teacher. Or an old teacher too, because sometimes you're switching from one school to another school, but that can be a little bit different. I'm just really basing the resumes off of like you're just new to this career, new to this field. Also, what you want to list is you want to list the top 3. You could put maybe 4, but no more than 4 experiences, like job related experiences. And you want to make sure that it's related. If you can, put the ones that are most related to the career you're going into. That makes more sense than putting something that has nothing to do with teaching at all. Unless you just don't have any related experience, then you just put the top 3 recent ones. Same for your skill sets, is you want to put skill sets that can be relatable to working in a school setting, because those are going to be the skills you're going to need in your new job. So you want to put skill sets such as those to make it, look good for the people looking at your resume. You also want to list, just things that you've done in the past that maybe could have been related towards children. So maybe you did research, maybe you tutored, things of that nature, like you tutored kids. Maybe you've done some kind of research where I'm trying to think how research would apply. I don't know. I have to get back on you on that one, but I don't know. Like maybe it's like you've done research in the field that you're going to teach in, meaning that you have more experience than the average teacher, possibly because you dove deeper into, let's say, science than maybe a teacher who just just took a test and passed it. You actually know more in depth about the subject, possibly, is what they could think. And that way you have different ways of teaching it or breaking it down to the kids, because in the end, it's all about the kids, and you want to be able to teach different learning styles to the kids. So then after you included all the things on your resume, you can put some references, so places that the school can contact to verify that your character, verify that you would work well in this environment. This can be, coworkers. It can be your supervisor. It can be, people who know you and can vouch for you, basically. You want to make sure you put people that can vouch for you and speak positive and highly of you because the assistant principals and the principals do call whenever they have maybe two candidates that are like neck and neck. That could be like a deal breaker, is who has the best references that can vouch for them. Okay, so let's say that now you have your so now you have your resume perfected, everything looks good, and you get the call to set up an interview. Currently, the interviews are going to be held virtually, so you're going to probably receive a invite to a Zoom, because Zoom is what a lot of schools are using right now. So Zoom, and you want to make sure that you log in, you join the Zoom at least 5 to 10 minutes ahead of time. And really, you want to make sure your Zoom is downloaded and that everything is updated at least an hour in advance, because sometimes the Zoom program will update while you're trying to log in. If you do that 5 minutes beforehand, it may not you may not reach the meeting in time. You'll be late to join the virtual meeting or virtual interview, and you don't want that. You don't want to be late, because being on time is a very important skill as a teacher. Okay, so now on to the interview. For your interview, you just want to make sure that you've done some research, you've done your homework on the school that you're going to, because one, they're looking to fulfill a position, but two, you have to know that what you're bringing to this school is going to be valuable. So you don't want to be applying to schools that you haven't done any research on, and ultimately you're not happy there, because then that hurts the kids and it just reflects on the school in a negative way. So you want to make sure that this is the school that you really want to go to and apply to. So when you're in the interview, mostly they're going to start off with asking you to, say a little bit about yourself. You want to be honest. You can make it brief, but also make it relatable to the interview. So you can always start off with who you are, what interests you to want to start teaching, and your passion about it. Those are always good ways to start off letting someone get to know you. You let them get to know you professionally, not so much personally, if that makes sense. Let that soak in. Okay, and then after they get to know you, normally you'll be on a panel. So you'll have a panel of teachers, assistant principals, and they will honestly be drilling you, girl or boy. And it can be so scary, but the best advice I can give you is just breathe in deep breathe before the interview starts. Prepare yourself and just be honest and truthful for each question. If you need them to repeat the question, ask them to repeat the question. If you don't understand the question, let them know you don't understand it. If you need time to think about it, think before speaking. So make sure you thought about the answer and then respond as truthfully and honest as possible. That's all you can do. And that's all that they can ask you to do as well. And I would say that part of the interview is so important. Like, I will almost say it's a teeny bit more important than preparing like the lesson plan you teach to them, because that vibe that they get, the teachers on the panel will fight for who they vibe with the most. So I would say that answering those questions, being confident but not too confident, being passionate about what you believe in, but not too pushy, just being relatable, being charismatic. Those skills is important, because since it's virtual, really your voice, how you're coming off, your tone of voice, your facial expression, all those things is going to play a part in the teachers and the people on the panel vouching for you to be a good fit for the school. So that is important. I hope that you take note of that, because I honestly will say, out of everything, that is the most important thing, is your persona on these interviews. Your persona is everything. You can have the most aligned lesson plan to the T, but if your vibe was off and they don't feel like your vibe would fit the school, you wouldn't even get the position, more than likely. So I would say, practice with your family, your friends, Zoom them, have them make up some practice questions for you, and just ask them, how your vibe is. Or you can record yourself, play it back, and if you feel like you or it comes off as a little keep practicing to get that vibe that you want to give off to the schools. Okay. And then next point I want to say is, for the lesson, preparing your lesson. Most of the time, the person who is inviting you to the interview is going to ask you to prepare a lesson, and you prepare, through PowerPoint or however you prepare your lesson. Most people are prepared through a PowerPoint because you can share the screen on Zoom and you can go through the lesson as if you were in front of a classroom. Um, which is important for you to be prepared on that lesson. You want to know that you want to make sure that you know what you're talking about as you go through your lesson. You also want to make sure that it is structured so that those who are following along with you, it's easy to follow through. And I honestly want to say that you want to be clear and straight to the point. You don't want it to be too complicated. You want it to be simple enough to know that maybe the teachers or maybe people who are on this with you don't know this subject. So you want to make sure you can break it down as if they're the kids. And then lastly, my last thing I want to say is, if you have questions, make sure that you ask them your questions. And honestly, I would say even if you know your answers to your questions that you're going to ask, still ask the question, because it just looks better when you have questions at the end. It looks like you're more excited, or you done your homework on the school, and this is a school that you really want to be at. So those are my tips on how to land your dream teaching job at the school that you want to be at. And I hope that these tips help you all. If they do, let me know if you land your job that you wanted for the school you want to teach at after watching this video. Let me know in the comments down below. Give me a thumbs up. Don't be a hater and give me a thumbs down. If you give me a thumbs down, make sure you tell me why, so I can always improve and get better, because that's what life is all about: improvement and getting better. I want to thank you guys again for watching this video. If you stayed all the way to the end of the video, thank you. And if you have an emoji on your phone or computer, give me a little clapping emoji for yourself for making it all the way through this lengthy video, because I talk way too much. And I will be posting another video soon. I will see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.